From Kern Government Television, welcome to this week's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting. Originating from the County Administrative Center, located at 1115 Truxton Avenue in Bakersfield, California. Grounded in ideas, energy, and innovation, Kern County's vision is to be a driving force for the world's fifth largest economy. And our mission is to exceed expectations of the communities we serve, changing the way they feel about government, those who manage it, and the services it provides. Today's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting will convene momentarily.
Good morning, Madam Clerk. Please call the roll.
Supervisor Peters.
Here.
Supervisor Scrivener.
Here.
Supervisor Flores. Supervisor Couch.
Here.
Supervisor Perez.
Here.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome to the Tuesday, July 18th, 2023, 9 a.m. meeting of the Board of Supervisors. We will begin today's meeting with the flag salute led by Supervisor Couch. And following the Pledge of Allegiance, please remain standing for a moment of prayer, silence, or meditation, whichever you prefer.
Salute. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to run the meeting for a little bit this morning until Supervisor Flores arrives. And so we're going to move on to calling on Nick Cullen, our Director of Animal Services, to introduce our Pet of the Week. Good morning, Nick. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning, members of the board. I have a dog probably slightly too big for me to hold. This is Lucinda. Lucinda's just an awesome dog, man. She's only about a year old. She's a bully breed mix, and she's just a very, very sweet dog. And everybody at the shelter just fell in love with her. She has a great personality, very calm, very relaxed. She gets along with other dogs. She's a perfect dog, and she's available for adoption at the Kern County Animal Shelter right now.
All right. Best of luck to her. Thank you so much, Nick.
Good luck, Lucinda.
All right, we'll move on now to consider our consent agenda. And agendas are located on the tables near the doors for anyone wishing to follow along. So starting on page 2, we have items 1, 2, and 3 on consent in addition to items 7 and 8. On page 3, all items 11 through 16 are on consent. On page 4, all items 17 through 22 are on consent. Page 5, all items 23 through 30 are on consent. On page 6, all items 31 through 37 are on consent. And finally, on page 7, we have items 38 through 43 on consent. And so at this time, I'll ask if there's any members of the public that would like to ask any questions or make any comments about these consent agenda items. Okay, I'm not seeing any, and so I will then return to the board for any questions, comments, or action on these items.
Motion on consent.
Second. Okay, you have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved, 4 ayes, 1 absent. Supervisor Flores.
Thank you. And that will then return us to page 2 of our agenda under resolutions and proclamations. And we're going to begin with item number 4, and this is to proclaim August 2023 as Child Support Awareness Month in Kern County. And Supervisor Perez will make this presentation.
Thank you, Chairman Scrivener. Motion on proclamation.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
Motion is approved, 4 ayes, 1 absent. Supervisor Flores.
Honorable Chairman and colleagues, I'm pleased to make this presentation before you today proclaiming August 2023 as Child Support Awareness Month in Kern County. Child Support Awareness Month encourages all Californians to recognize the importance of child support services and the positive impacts to the stability, happiness, and security of our children. It's important to remember that every family and all their diverse shapes and sizes has different wants and needs. But we all have the same shared goal: protecting and uplifting the children of Kern County, our children. Child Support Awareness Month serves as an annual reminder to parents to make sure they provide the financial support necessary for their children. This month is also a time to highlight all the amazing programs that our local child support services team has to offer, such as the upcoming Ready, Set, Back to School Health and Wellness Fair. At this event, our phenomenal staff from Child Support Services brings together dozens of community groups and organizations to help serve thousands of children countywide, offering free backpacks, school supplies, as well as services like haircuts, health screenings, and so much more. I would like to thank our outstanding director, Elizabeth Chavez, for the incredible work and heart that her and her staff bring to everything that they do and all that they have accomplished. And I hope that Child Support Services continues to thrive and serve our children with the utmost respect, dignity, and love that all of these little creations deserve. Proclamation: Board of Supervisors to the County of Kern, State of California, officially proclaims August 2023 as Child Support Awareness Month in Kern County. Recognition has been entered into and signed by our Honorable Chairman, Jeff Flores. He's not here, but he's coming. So, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Supervisor Perez, board members, and Chairman Flores when he gets here. Before I get started with my comments, I do have a video that we would like to show. All right, so the statewide theme for Child Support Awareness Month in August is different wants, different needs, one shared goal. With over 51,000 families enrolled, representing 54,000 children who may be someone in your family or a neighbor, is a portion of the families who need our services. There's many more that need to know about what we do and who we are. Because of this, there have been many changes within the program to allow local child support agencies an opportunity to provide services to everyone based on their unique family structure and circumstances in a neutral, non-biased, and helpful manner, so that the goal of both parents is met, which is to provide for their children and see them thrive. Because our belief is that every parent wants to support their child. Sometimes they just don't know how to do that, and we will help them through that process. With collections for federal fiscal year of 22-23 at over $89 million, and of that, $72 million being distributed directly to the families we serve, children thrive and can see a future for themselves. As you can see by the video my team put together, we are seeking and making connections with different community partners to serve our families holistically. Who would have thought working with the Sheriff's Department is a way to serve families, but it is. Working with the Probation Department is a way to serve families. Working with the Department of Human Services and our court system is even a way to serve families, because families go to court intimidated, not knowing the process, and we're there to help them. Along with our annual Ready, Set, Back to School event, which we are hosting on August 3rd, but have started today in the outlying areas. So in the outlying areas, we're going to Fraser Park, McFarland, Lamont, Delano, Buttonwillow, and Ridgecrest. So we believe in serving our families wherever they are and being where they need us to be at the time they need us there. We are beginning our backpack distribution this week. We are also having other activities in the month of August that are specifically for the community. Outside of our back to school event, we are having an employer informational session. This is different in that we are the employer that's going to provide information to anyone seeking employment with our department. We're going to show them how amazing it is to work at the Department of Child Support Services, and what we do really matters to our families. We're going to host evening workshops for our customers to educate them on the process and also on other services that we can provide them. We are going to host training events for not only our staff, but we're inviting community organizations. So we've invited local agencies that serve the same customers for Bridges Out of Poverty. And through that, what we're hoping to accomplish is that together we see that we all serve the same families, and serving them holistically will help their children to thrive and create that future that we want here in Kern County of children that are educated, children that understand the value they bring to this community and are ready to step into the next leadership role, which could be the jobs that we have in the future. We are also going to have an open house with our community partners just to educate them on the services that we provide and how we can work better together. So I want to say thank you to some of our partners, which is Valley Strong. They continue in Channel 23. They continue to assist us with that. And also Kern County Bar Association, their charitable organization. Without them, we wouldn't be able to funnel some of the things that we do to be able to purchase the backpacks that I continue to let everyone know is really something that my team does. They raise the majority of the funds internally with each other. And that's something that I think is unique to us, in that we're able to provide we've so far in the 14th year, because this is our 14th year, have been able to provide over 39,000 backpacks to children within the community, and are looking forward to doing the same this year. And I do have an announcement to make about something we're doing a little bit special this year. If you remember last year, I brought socks. Do you remember? We gave away socks, and we say we were trying to help kids to kick off the school year. I'm proud to say that because of some partners within the community and some donations they've made, we're going to be able to provide some shoes to some children this year. So that will be at our Bakersfield event. We're still working through the logistics, but these are shoes that that kids would be excited to receive because they are good brands. And we're just really excited that we were able to make this connection and get to this point. So we're going to see how this works out for us, hoping for the best. But I'm really excited that we were able to make this connection. And my team worked so hard to do this. And so I want to give, my team really a thank you, because without them, and their heart of service, if you saw the video, you see how we're even participating in the community with different events. I actually have a committee that is seeking out volunteer opportunities to serve in the community. And it's that heart of service that they have that helps us to do better. We've even seen it in the results of our surveys. So we send out surveys when customers contact us via telephone, because my customer care center takes close to 10,000 calls a month. And we measure how was that level of service that customer received. And from 2018 to now, because we've done some purposeful activities internally, we have seen a 7% increase in the customer satisfaction. What percent? 7%. For me, that's a lot. With an agency that is known for punitive actions, for things that people say, ooh, child support, right? But to see that change, for me, really does demonstrate that we are on the right track to serve families with their unique circumstances, and do it in a way that shows respect to them, that educates them with empathy, knowing that this is a difficult situation that they find themselves in, exchanging money between two parents. from a relationship that no longer exists. And so just making sure those kids have the best service they can possibly receive. Thank you.
God's work.
I know, they're my kids over there. Come on,
Sorry, colleagues.
Thank you for everything you do. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Kern County. That's good. Loving our kids. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Chavez, for all the work you're doing and all the initiatives on multiple fronts being advocates for children. Much appreciated. Okay, our next item is item number 5, which is to proclaim July 2023 as Purple Ribbon Month in Kern County in acknowledgement of Caitlin's Law. It's now more timely more than ever. Supervisor Couch will be making the presentation.
Motion on the proclamation.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Members, cast your vote.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, it's my honor today to present this proclamation. I'm going to tell you a little bit, read the proclamation, and turn it over to Lito. He's got some distinguished, he's got backup today.
Yeah.
Caitlin's Law. This is one of those, I guess, necessary, but unfortunately necessary laws. If you're not familiar with this, Caitlin Marie Russell died as a result of being left in a car. What year was this?
2000.
2000. And so after that unfortunate event, Caitlin's Law came into effect, and that's what we're recognizing today. Really, we're just raising the awareness of how to keep children safe in and around cars and automobiles. And so I'll read the proclamation, and I'll turn it over to Lito. He's got some other information he'd like to pass on, and I'll let him introduce his guests. The Board of Supervisors, County of Kern, State of California, has officially proclaimed July 2023 as Purple Ribbon Month in Kern County, and this recognition has been entered into the official board minutes signed by our Honorable Chair, Jeff Flores, as stated today, July 18th. Lito, I'll present this to you, and I'll let you make your comments. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. So Supervisor Couch kind of stole my thunder and kind of shared all the information I wanted to share, but thank you again for this proclamation. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Appreciate this proclamation proclaiming July as Purple Ribbon Month as an effort to create awareness on this issue in particular. As Supervisor Couch touched on, just the history of Caitlin's Law in general, it was named after Caitlin Marie Russell, who in 2000 tragically died at the age of 6 months old when she was left in a vehicle for over a couple hours. And obviously they were dealing with extreme heat at the same time, similar to what we deal with here in Bakersfield. And it is timely. Well, I think it's 108 today, and the next 10 days is going to be upper 108s, 110. That's extreme heat for us, and we're going to have to deal with this for the next couple of weeks. So what Caitlin's Law does is it makes it a citable offense to leave a child under the age of 6 unattended unless there's another child present, 12 and over. This is important because a lot of times you might even see this instance where you're at the grocery store or just at the local supermarket, if you will. The child might be left in there, and you as a good Samaritan have the opportunity to intervene and obviously call law enforcement in hopes to actually prevent this issue from happening where a child passes away because of this. So far, in 2023, there have been 13 child fatalities related child deaths for leaving kids in vehicles. Strangely enough, when we issued the board letter a few weeks back, that number was at 9. In 2022, there were 36 nationally that passed away as a result of children being left in vehicles. So it is a predominantly big issue. When you think about this issue can be preventable altogether. Again, thank you for allowing us to create this awareness and this opportunity. We've been doing everything from media interviews to podcasts and hope to get more awareness out there. We also have a video I'd like to show now, if with your indulgence.
During a warm, sunny day like today, temperature inside a motor vehicle can reach up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. No one is made for that type of heat, but it is especially dangerous for young children whose body temperatures rise 3 to 5 times faster than an adult's. This type of heat can lead to serious injury or death. In the US, it is far more common than we would like to see. From 1996 to 2002, we have had 175 deaths, and in 2023 alone, so far, we have had 8 deaths. But there are several forms of prevention to keep something like this from happening.
Some prevention methods include never leaving your child alone in or around a vehicle, or placing a child's diaper in the front seat to remind you that your child is in the back. Other methods you can use is placing your phone or home keys or laptop in the back seat. Nowadays, they make a baby car seat alarm and monitor you can clip on the babies or install in your car. Always lock your car, even at home, and make it a habit to look before you lock. By November 2023, the Secretary must issue a final rule that requires all new passenger vehicles to be equipped with a system that alerts the driver to check rear designated seating positions for children or after the vehicle engine or motor is turned off.
In 2001, the Governor of California signed into law Senate Bill 255 called Caitlin's Law. The bill was named after Caitlin Marie Russell, who died after being left alone in a motor vehicle at the age of 6 months by her caregiver. This law made it illegal for a child 6 years of age or younger to be left alone, unattended in a motor vehicle without the supervision of someone at least 12 years of age or older.
For more information, visit kcdhs.org or kidsincars.org.
So I also wanted to take this opportunity to introduce the team behind me because the work that we do at Human Services could not be done without this team. So we have from the Sheriff's Department, obviously, our Sheriff Donnie Youngblood and Laura Mesa, who's the PIO there. Amy Travis, Executive Director of First 5. Aaron Duncan, our current Fire Chief, Kern County Fire. Officer Thomas Martinez of CHP. And Maria Bermudez, who's the Assistant Director for Child Welfare Services. I just want to, again, thank you for this proclamation and allowing us to create this awareness. I do want to highlight one thing. Although this incident or instances are prevalent nationwide, we've been fortunate that we've not had any child fatalities related to this in Kern, but we've had incidents nonetheless. So the importance of getting the word out is really, truly a factor. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murillo.
Good thinking.
Thank you. Thank you to all the agencies that have come together for raising awareness and education on this important topic. And ultimately, it's an exercise in saving lives. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I was just going to ask if you wouldn't mind, Lito, if you could share that video with us so we could share it.
Oh, well. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that brings us to item number 6, which is a proclamation to proclaim July 16th through 22nd, 2023 as Probation Services Week in Kern County, and Supervisor Scribner will be making the presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Motion on proclamation.
Second.
You have a motion and second. Cast your vote.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Very good. Well, good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I'm pleased this morning to be joined by our Chief Probation Officer, Tiara Miracle. The Kern County Probation Department plays a vital and varied role in our criminal justice system. Their duties include supervising offenders in the community, operating youth detention programs, providing sentencing reports with recommendations to the Superior Court, prevention services, and operating evidence-based treatment and rehabilitation programs. The Probation Department consists of hardworking and dedicated probation officers, youth services officers, program specialists, and support staff, all of whom are devoted to their mission of reducing the incidence and impact of criminal behavior in our community. Officers must act as problem solvers, crime prevention specialists, motivators, educators, facilitators, and are often the only support system an offender may have. Probation staff collaborate with virtually every social and law enforcement agency in order to fulfill its mission. Probation officers work each day on the front lines with probationers to hold them accountable for the crimes they have committed against families, friends, and the community. These same officers also implement vital services to reduce recidivism and break the cycle of crime. It is by embracing the dual roles of accountability and opportunity that the Probation Department can achieve their commitment to a safe community. And therefore, it's my honor on behalf of the board to present this proclamation to you, Chief Miracle. The Board of Supervisors of the County of Kern, State of California, has officially proclaimed July 16th through the 22nd, 2023 as Probation Services Week in Kern County, and this recognition has been entered into our official minutes and signed by our Honorable Chairman, Jeff Flores. Please come forward. You're welcome. There you are, sir. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Supervisor Scribner. Thank you, Chairman, members of the board. For over 26 years in my career, I've seen great change in the field of probation. Probation has grown to become a much larger part of the criminal justice system. When I started in 1997, our department had 370 full-time employees. This upcoming fiscal year, we'll have 674. Most of this growth is due to a multitude of new state mandates placed on probation. We still have our traditional roles of community supervision of adults and youth on probation, providing sentencing reports to the courts, and operating our secure youth facilities. However, with AB 109 over a decade ago, we took on supervision responsibilities for over 1/2 of the state parole population. Recently, with SB 823, which is the Division of Juvenile Justice or California Youth Authority realignment, the state shifted responsibility for the most high-risk youth offenders to probation. With a recent California Supreme Court case in Ray Humphrey and subsequent legislation, probation is now responsible for adult pretrial assessments and monitoring of certain individuals pending resolution of their criminal cases. Despite all the growth and changes, what has remained constant is the high level of dedication, work ethic, and passion of the men and women of the Probation Department. By demonstrating daily the values of accountability and opportunity, they make a positive impact in people's lives and provide for a safer community. We believe we must hold people accountable when they do something wrong. When we do this, we achieve immediate public safety. Well, we also believe we must provide people opportunities to turn their lives around and break the cycle of recidivism. When we do this and are successful, we achieve long-term public safety. I wanted to share just a few examples of accountability and opportunity in action. Our armed supervision officers do periodic unannounced home calls on both youth and adults on supervision to us. They do this to ensure they are following through with the terms of their release. While our goal is to raise people above their past life choices, we are well aware that not all take advantage of these opportunities. In March, officers from our youth supervision unit conducted such a routine home call. While there, they contacted a subject and discovered 17 firearms, ammunition, and cocaine. They also discovered tools and equipment to manufacture firearms. The firearms included 2 assault rifles, a short barrel shotgun, and a short barrel rifle. In January, officers from our AB 109 units conducted a home call on an adult on supervision status to us. Upon a search of the residence, officers discovered and confiscated over 5,500 fentanyl pills. These are just 2 examples of probation holding people accountable to make our community safer by getting illegal firearms out of the hands of criminals and stopping dangerous and deadly drugs from reaching our streets. While some do not take advantage of the opportunities provided, many others do. For example, recently our Adult Program Center held a graduation ceremony for 23 participants who successfully completed the program. The Adult Program Center is an in-house program aimed at making positive changes in the lives of the participants and reducing their risk to reoffend. They have provided numerous evidence-based cognitive behavioral therapy classes facilitated by our own non-sworn probation program specialists. These treatments are proven to reduce recidivism. At the graduation, the participants were thankful for the program, as many of them talked about now being sober, employed, and reunited with their families. The likelihood these graduates will reoffend is greatly reduced because of the types of services provided and their commitment to complete them. Lastly, I wanted to talk about probation's response to the Division of Juvenile Justice realignment. In 2020, legislation was passed realigning services for the most serious youthful offenders from the state to probation. Prospectively, no youths were sent to the state, but instead stayed locally. Sentences can be up to 7 years, and the age of jurisdiction was raised to a maximum of 25 years old. This was a seismic shift in our scope of responsibility. Probation staff had to work quickly and diligently to prepare for new sentencing rules and recommendations. They had to create longer-term youth custodial programming, manage longer periods of predisposition terms in custody at the Youth Detention Center, and provide for ongoing supervision of these youth post-release. Staff worked closely with various stakeholders, including the superintendent of schools, local colleges, behavioral health and recovery services, community-based organizations, and more. As of June 30th, 2023, the Division of Juvenile Justice permanently closed their doors and returned those remaining youth who were sentenced prior to 2020 back to our custody to join our existing realigned youth. Our youth services officers are tasked with maintaining a safe and secure facility where youth are held accountable. At the same time, they provide an environment where pro-social behavior is rewarded with opportunities to grow and improve. These opportunities can include college classes, vocational training, and internships. We do this with the understanding that all of these youth will be released back into our community at some point. So we are committed to doing all we can to ensure they are ready to be productive members of our community. In conclusion, I want to thank the Board of Supervisors for this proclamation. I hope that by highlighting a few of our programs and activities that you and the community have a better understanding of what probation does. However, this is just a small sample of our duties and responsibilities and the tremendous work our staff does every day. Probation is an integral part of the criminal justice system, and our role has grown exponentially over the years, and I have no doubt it will continue to grow moving forward. Because of this increased role, it is vital that probation is recognized, supported, and resourced to the level commensurate with its increased importance. During Probation Services Week, I hope that people reflect on the men and women of the probation department. This includes our support staff, our probation program specialists, deputy probation officers, and our youth service officers. Every day, these staffs are dealing with the most challenging people in our county in environments that are often dangerous and unpredictable. They hold them accountable and provide opportunities to those who are ready to change. Being chief of such an amazing and dedicated group of people has been the highest honor in my career. They make a real difference in our community every single day, and this recognition is well earned and deserved. I would ask that my staff please stand up and that we all thank them for what they do every single day. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. TR, if I could say something, Chair, with Chair's indulgence, thank you so much. Yeah, I've had the opportunity recently to get to know even more of your probation officers. When you had, or a team, all-female team came into my office to do, lobby for their own benefits and future, for the programming to kids, for a greater partnership between politicians and probation officers. And we just really just sent out a soft invite to an event. East Bakersfield Sal, working with Deputy Ben Boyles there, who's doing a great job with the Sal kids, and they had a fight outside of a boxing match, and all of those probation officers showed up. I could not believe it. And boy, they're not people to be messed with, let me tell you. Do not mistake this all-female team that is really, I think, just forging a new pathway forward. And I mean, not that we were doing it wrong, but it's new and exciting, and it's different. And I think it has a new potential to it. And I want to really tip my hat to you for, the creation of those teams and getting them out there and getting to know each other better in the community. I think it's absolutely priceless. And I've been really blown away by your team and look forward to continual partnership. But I understand now that probation department is 53% female. And I was not expecting that or ready for that statistic, but wow. I think it means you're definitely moving in the right direction. Thank you, TR.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you to our probation department. Okay. Brings us to public presentations now. This is a portion of the meeting is reserved for persons to address the board on any matter not on this agenda. But under the jurisdiction of the board members may respond briefly to statements made or questions posed. They may ask a question for clarification, make a referral to staff for factual information, or request staff to report back to the board at a later meeting. Also, the board may take action to direct staff to place a matter of business on a future agenda. Speakers are limited to 2 minutes. Please state and spell your name before making your presentation. Thank you. Okay, next speaker, come on up.
Good morning, Board of Supervisors. My name is Jim Robinson, R-O-B-I-N-S-O-N. And this is with regards to agenda item number 16, the Vantage High-Speed MOR CE letter and flat sorter that is apparently being proposed for purchase. Now, my understanding is that we already have one of these machines and that it malfunctioned, which is why Ms. Espinoza is requesting to purchase another one. Is that correct?
We'll answer your questions after.
Very good. First off, the Blue Crest Vantage high-speed machine does meet the GSA standards for Made in America. However, the VP of Operations and the VP of Sales could not confirm, of Vantage, by the way, the VP of Operations and VP of Sales could not confirm that there were no components in this Vantage machine that were manufactured in overseas countries. As I'm sure you're all aware, DoD passed a regulation back in 2017 requiring that no voting equipment used in our elections contain parts manufactured by foreign governments. Can you assure the citizens of Kern County that there are no components in this Vantage high-speed sorter proposed in the sole source purchase request for the machine in question? Moving further along, per Brett Johnson, Tom Tanaka, who is the sales rep, who is putting together this particular deal for the board, has confirmed that the software, the Sort Engine 360 Smart Solution software, is not a part of this proposal. Is that also correct? And if so, in order to maximize the overall efficiency and operation of this new machine, is that software necessary? It has been posited by the sales of VP, Mr. Brett Johnson, that we already have this software package and that it resides on a server here in Kern County. Now, I don't know about the technical details of how that software is going to be transferred over to another machine of the same type. But
okay, sir, thank you. Your time's expired. You want to bring your comments to a close, please?
I will bring them to a close. Thank you.
Okay.
I'd like to find out why it is that we ordered one machine that is already same machine that is malfunctioned, so that we have two of them. And what server does this software reside on?
Mr. Robinson, so you've asked a lot of questions. So would you leave your contact information with the clerk of the board, and then we'll forward your questions to our auditor controller for response and for answers, okay?
I certainly will.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
You bet. Okay, next speaker, please.
Good morning, Supervisors. My name is Cameron Lorimer. Last name's Lorimer. What I'm actually mentioning about right now is I have concern about the cost of our electricity that we're paying. PG&E is generally running about 40 cents a kilowatt right now. We have a lot of projects that are considered to be green projects that we're building both on the eastern and the western portion of Kern. These projects are heavily subsidized and there's a number of grants. So you have California grants, you have California legislation. PG&E has to absorb some of these. They pass them on to the taxpayers. When you really look at the fact that we have to pay state taxes on top of that and federal taxes on top of those, we're probably paying about 60 cents a kilowatt. Now, there are some municipalities that have ring fenced themselves, and they have ratepayers that are paying 10 cents a kilowatt, and as high as 14 cents for the domestic consumers. But your large consumers are paying 10 cents. So what I'm asking is that we look very hard. We have an unbalanced energy portfolio, and these costs do come back and affect us. The supervisors before you have said that we do want to continue on and develop a healthy economy, and I think part of that is managing this. So you have an out of balance energy portfolio. It's not necessarily wrong, it's just out of balance. So we have to pay to backfill these potholes, and we pay it at a premium. And you can see that with the new projects that are coming on, like battery storage, very expensive, 3,000 cycles on batteries, 10-year life expectancy. And then you have a waste problem in the future that we will probably have to pay for. So it's not just batteries, it's all these technologies, especially around the intermittent power. So I'm just asking you guys if you would look at the portfolio and the legislation that we have coming up to help to try to balance it and bring us some less expensive energy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Cameron. Cameron, what was your last name?
Lorimer, Lorimer.
Thank you, Mr. Lorimer.
Okay.
Okay, next speaker, please.
Mr. Chairman, could I ask if both of the speakers could leave their contact information?
Absolutely.
Mr. Alsop or some staff person? Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Couch, thank you.
First time I'm doing something like this, it's kind of overwhelming a little bit. My name is Michael S. Malley. Last name is M-A-L-L-E-Y. I am having a problem with code compliance, and I believe I'm in District 2, which is, I'm sorry, what was your last name, sir?
Hi, good morning. I'm Supervisor Zach Scrivener. Scrivener.
Scrivener. I apologize if I slaughter it. I have gone into their interrogation room they have over on the bottom floor over there where code compliance takes you over and talks to you. Been there twice. Both times went all right. And then the last time I went in there, I literally requested a supervisor hearing. They then said, okay, sure. And about 4 days later, I show back up to the same building. They take me up to level number 5. They put me in a hall, basically with 2 of them interrogating me, who I'm not sure, I have the name of the original supervisor, but these guys are so unknown about the codes that I got told and shot down that my estate zoned property is the same as a residential property, it's just bigger, because they had no clue that there was a major difference with husbandry and agricultural based on the estate versus residential zoning. And I'm sorry, Zach, I was just trying to get some kind of information and be able to maybe speak to you or to find out what I can do. The first one has all been settled and supposedly the case been closed, but without a complaint, the code compliance officer opened a case against my mother's property, which is next to it, and I got a threatening email about it, and that has had nothing happened with it since the original letter of 30 days, and then I haven't heard back from them.
Okay. Well, with the chair's indulgence, you've gone over your allotted speaking time, but could you no, of course, could you spell your last name for me?
Malley, M-A-L-L-E-Y.
L-L-E-Y, okay. I had that almost right. We all have offices on the 5th floor, so if you go out into the elevator and you go up to the 5th floor and walk past the clerk's office, they'll direct you to my office, and I have staff in there that will get your contact information and will make contact with the department on your behalf and find out what's going on.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Have a good morning.
Thank you. Okay, next speaker, please, if any. Okay, seeing none, we'll move to board member announcements or reports. Okay, Supervisor Perez.
Thank you so much, Chair. I just wanted to tip my hat and thank Brent Stratton of the Bakersfield Police Department. I've known him for years, not well, but I've seen him and I've always been impressed with his demeanor and his statesman-like attitude about being an officer. And when my son Noah, who also would like to be an officer, asked for a police party, we asked Brent Stratton if he would take a moment to stop by. And I was so thrilled. I didn't expect him to, frankly. I know they're busy and I know they have been short-staffed, but he did. He built it into his schedule. He texted me back on Saturday morning. He said, "Is Noah's party still today?" Which, of course, warmed my heart. And I said, "Yes, it is. We'd love to see you." Well, it was a surprise. So when he arrived and we were having a little party out in our front yard, everybody became instantly afraid, which was really quite amusing to watch because they didn't need to be. And they saw that with the time that we got with Officer Stratton, who stayed for a few minutes. I discovered that he had been at Tommy's Legacy, a rehabilitation home, just before that. And I asked about that. He said the Measure N funds have allowed for more officers to be within that department, and it gives them a little more time to get out and see the community and get face-to-face, right, and figure out how we stop being afraid of each other, frankly, both ways. So I just really want to tip my hat to him and say he gave such a beautiful and incredible impression, the BPD. He came out and inspired my son to continue to want to hold himself with credibility and with bravery. And I'm just so grateful. And I thought the community should know that they are doing some of those efforts, getting out into the community. I think when they do, we should encourage it. We should welcome it. We should figure out how we get to know each other just a little bit better. But from the bottom of my heart to Brent, thank you. My son will never forget that. I'll never forget it. And the people who were there, who were first afraid, at the end were no longer afraid, which was just so sweet. And I'm so grateful to him. So thank you, Chair.
Yeah, thank you, Supervisor Perez. Okay, having no more items to consider, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn to closed session to consider the following items under the County Administrative Office, items 44, 45, 46, and under County Council, items 47, 48, and 49.
So moved.
Okay, motion, we're adjourned. Thank you.